Hi, fans of high-quality entertainment. This is the end of my David Bowie series. I've had a lot of fun. I hope you have too. Anyway, yeah, Blackstar, sadly his final album. And I will say, doing this series, I've been doing this recently with the Beatles and the Beach Boys. I was trying to remember what what the artist was. Yeah, from the start of their career, you know, reviewing and ranking all of their albums in order, and usually by the end of it, you just learn more about the artist. Except when I do the Beatles, it was no surprise for me with that. But with David Bowie, I've always, in the last few years especially, really respected him. I think he was a great artist, put out a lot of great albums, and even the ones that weren't so great, I have a new appreciation for. And there's some in the middle of his career that I ended up liking a lot more than I thought I would. Like Black Tie, White Noise, around that era. And this is kind of, because when this was released, of course, as we all know, he sadly passed away 2 days later. And so I didn't buy this album until he had passed. And that first song, the title song, when he sings about on the day that he, I don't have the lyrics here, but on the day that he dies, on the day that he died, and the video and everything, I just I always get kind of choked up about it like I am now. And I know that some people find this depressing to listen to, I get that, but if you love David Bowie, this was like a final gift to all of his fans. And so when I do listen to it, I just appreciate his talent and that he was able to do this, of course, right? Like a final goodbye. And I rate this album really highly because I think I've played it, I think it's one of my most played David Bowie albums, along with Lodger and Station to Station. And I love the jazziness of the tracks, the musicians he has. By the way, I suck at reviewing albums, as you probably know by now. But I just have a passion for music, and I love what I love, and I don't love what I don't love. But every song I absolutely think is fantastic. Yeah, especially the final track, I Can't Give Everything Away. I think what he's trying to say there is he knew his time was up soon, and he can't tell all the fans all of the time everything in his life, everything in his personal life. Oh, by the way, I've got cancer and I'm going to be dying, right? This was just his way of sending love to his fans. So in my ranking, I'm giving this an A+. Production is just so good on this. And I listen on headphones. And when I started the series, I had this at number 1 because I've ranked, in the past, I've ranked his albums in just one video, I believe. And it's still number 1 for me, over Ziggy Stardust. And I do know that most David Bowie fans would have Ziggy at number 1. I get that, but just for me personally, Blackstar is my favorite David Bowie album. And like I said, I've listened to it many, many times. And that is it. Thank you, David Bowie, for such amazing music. And like I mentioned in a recent video for one of his album reviews, all of the musicians musicians were so talented, sort of like Frank Zappa, right? He had the top-notch studio musicians and producers too, of course. So props to all of them also. And that is it. Thank you for watching my David Bowie series. Let me know, what is your number one, or maybe your top 5 David Bowie albums. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.